Madi mourns as tanker blast in Jigawa claims 94 lives. 5 killed in latest Plateau Attack. Cholera outbreak in Niger State kills 16. Authorities on high alert. On the foreign scene, Sudan violence sparks refugee crisis as Chad faces growing strain from influx. Hello and welcome to Trust TV's news update. I am Chiamaka Wafo. In Taura local government area of Jigawa State, where on Tuesday, turning to morning after no fewer than 107 people were reported killed following a petrol tanker explosion in the area. Reports say over 50 remain critically injured and are receiving treatment in hospitals across Taura and Hadejia.
Across the length and breadth of Taura local government area, residents are in mourning as they come to terms with the deaths of their loved ones. At the time of filing these reports, a mass burial was ongoing for the victims whose remains were too shared to be identified, while grieving families sitting in silence are ruminating over their loss.
Today we woke up with disastrous information. A disaster that we did not even experience during the flood. It has occurred yesterday in the night, 11 o'clock. A tanker fell down. When it fell down, the oil there started spilling to the culvert. When it entered the culvert, it gushed into the town. Unknowingly, people started packing oil, thinking that it's an AUF. They didn't know, little did they know that it is a cause of death. So some of them that engaged in fetching this fuel were caught up with the fire. In the process of taking, there is a flash of light and the place caught fire. Right now that we recorded about the death of 107 people. Almost 50 are in the hospital receiving attention. What we do first is to evacuate those that are alive. They were evacuated to the hospitals. Those that have died, we are preparing them now for a mass burial.
There are growing concerns that the death toll may rise due to severe burns sustained by many of the injured. Meanwhile, Governor Umar Namadi has expressed sorrows and offered heartfelt condolences to the bereaved families and the entire communities affected by the unfortunate incidents. The governor, according to the statement by his media aide, has mobilized resources and provided essential support to the victims' families to help ameliorate their plights, while assuring the public that steps will be taken to prevent such tragedy in the future. The governor prayed to Allah to grant eternal rest to the departed souls and bring solace to their loved ones.
An early morning inferno from a falling tanker loaded with Premier Motor Spirit has destroyed many vehicles in the Ibafo area of the Obafemi Owode local government area of Ogun State along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. Eyewitnesses disclosed that the driver of the tanker was suspected to have fallen asleep while driving, causing him to lose control and leading to the tanker's fall and eventual explosion. Confirming the incident in Abeokuta, the public relations officer of the Ogun State-owned Traffic Compliance and Enforcement, Babatunde Akimbi, said no life was lost in the incident. The spilled content was said to have resulted in a fire that quickly spread to vehicles parked at a fueling station. Several individuals were also said to have sustained varying degrees of injuries. The spilled petrol was said to have passed through a drainage system that led to a community about 1 kilometer from the expressway. The impact of the fire was evident, with several buildings suffering shattered windows, damaged roofs, and cracked walls. A heavy-duty truck carrying gravel has reportedly fallen on bystanders at the NYSC junction in the Kubwa Expressway axis of the Federal Capital Territory. The incident was said to have happened at about 10 a.m. local time. As at press time, the number of casualties had not been ascertained, as the accident obstructed the free flow of traffic in the area. Meanwhile, officials of the FRSC were present at the scene of the accident to control traffic and avert a likely breakdown of law and order.
People be under there. Hey, how can people be under this place? Oh. So like this now, people don't under this thing. Hey, Chineke, oh, this.
Over in Plateau State, gunmen have killed 5 people in a fresh attack on some rural communities in Boko's local government area of the state. This was confirmed in a statement on Tuesday by the chairman of Boko's Cultural Development Council, Famasum Fundang, and the secretary, Duwam Bosco. They said the attack happened on Monday, October 14, decrying various attacks that have led to the death of several people in the past. The tragic incident occurred on the heels of a week marked by bloody attacks, during which over 10 members of the community were brutally murdered. The latest, the State Police Command is yet to speak on the incident. Over in the south, 1 person has been reportedly killed in a farm settlement burned as the people of Akebiri and Bumudi communities in Yenagwa local government area of Bayelsa State clashed with Anam farmers doing commercial farming in the area. The Anam people from Anambra State have been operating farm settlements in most places in Bayelsa State to cultivate crops for commercial purposes. Reports said the problem started on October 6 when one Apa Abel from Bumundi community was allegedly murdered on allegation of stealing at the farm settlement. The indigenes of Akabiri and Bumundi were said to have launched a reprisal, setting the farm settlement on fire. The Bayelsa State Police Command said there are 2 persons already in their custody over the incident. In Niger State, residents of Paiko, the headquarters of Paikoro local government area of the state, say they are gripped in fear following the outbreak of cholera that has claimed many lives. According to them, no fewer than 16 people have lost their lives to the disease in 5 local government areas of Paikoro, Boso, Kacha, Suleja and Ngurara of Niger State. Here's the report from Abubakar Akote.
Many others have equally been hospitalized, raising concerns among residents of the affected local government areas. Niger State Commissioner for Primary Healthcare, Dr. Ibrahim Dangana, said the state has so far recorded 165 cases and 16 fatalities. ASO Paiko Primary Healthcare Model Clinic declined comments, but some clinic staff said patients were being brought into the facility on a daily basis.
We have the outbreak of cholera here in Paiko, and it has affected a lot of people. A lot of people have been taken to the hospital, and I think we even lost some people. My uncle is one of those that even lost his life as a result of this outbreak of this cholera. But I think if you go to the hospital, you find out that there are a lot of patients that are undergoing treatment right about now. So it's true, it's actually true. There is outbreak of cholera here in Paiko. From my own observation, I think they have this issue of proliferation of refuse sites. You see all these dumping sites very close to residents of people. There are a lot of what they call bolas in Hausa, refuse dumping sites all over the town, in fact. And a lot of people have been complaining about it. If you can look around yourself, you see it. You have them very, very big. You see bolas occupying a very, very reasonable amount of land, which I think is not healthy for the people of the town.
Quite all right. The situation is bad now, because if you go to our hospital, our local hospital there, you see so many people there lying down because of this cholera. So in fact, some even has gone now. They are now dead because of the cholera. And in fact, the only thing is not much as it is in other places. But right now, really, people are battling with the illness.
May Allah protect us. We are doing our best in maintaining environmental hygiene. We learned that houseflies spread the disease, but despite the sensitization, people have refused to imbibe the habits of cleaning their environments. But where I sell food, I do my best to ensure that the place is tidied up. In Paiko town, More than 10 people contracted the disease and some people have lost their lives. Government should come to our aid. In Paiko here, we don't have potable drinking water. Even in my area, Makira area, we are suffering from scarcity of water. Even in our hospital, there is scarcity of water.
Aside scarcity of potable drinking water that has now forced residents of Paiko to now buy water from truck pushers who rarely wash jerrycans, residents also have poor attitudes to hygiene practices. Experts said provision of safe water and basic sanitation as well as hygiene practices are critical to prevent and control the transmission of cholera and other waterborne diseases. Abubakar Akote, Trust TV News, Mina.
The Red Chamber has said the rumors of impeachment of the President of the Senate are coming from paid agents bent on causing confusion in the polity. Reacting to an online publication which claimed that there were underground moves to remove Senate President Godswill Akpabio from office, President of the Senate said there was no end to the manipulation of social media by people with ulterior motives. He described such reports as fake news that should be disregarded. Akpabio thereafter asked the Senate Committee on Special Duties to investigate the matter and report back as soon as possible. The publication had alleged that operatives of the Department of State Services, DSS, have taken over the National Assembly complex to stop the rumored impeachment moves.
It's part of what we pass through on a daily basis. It's either they use AI to inject something to turn it around in order to drive traffic. I understand that they are being paid by YouTube if they have a lot of traffic. So whoever brought out this fake news must be getting a lot of payment because of the traffic going on. But I hope the public is aware that this is total fake news and that the chamber is very stable and the issue of impeachment does not come in. So, Kaka, please investigate and report back to us as soon as practicable.
As the Senate President pleases, I will do the needful and report back, sir.
All right.
Thank you.
Over in Adamawa State, the government, in partnership with Mentors Innovation Hub, is launching a build initiative to equip 1,000 individuals with vital ICT skills, marking a key step towards advancing digital inclusion. The program targets women, youths, and people with disabilities, providing them with comprehensive training in digital and entrepreneurial skills to help them succeed in today's digital economy. Funded by the World Bank, the project aims to equip participants with the tools and knowledge needed for employability and business growth, fostering self-reliance. This initiative supports the state's government's vision of building a digitally inclusive society where everyone can leverage the benefits of technology. At a press briefing in Yola, the state capital, stakeholders highlighted the project's potential to transform Adamawa State. By investing in digital literacy, the government is creating a foundation for economic growth, innovation, and social progress.
Basically, it's about training 1,000 trainees in Adamawa State, youth, women, and people living with disability. And we are focusing on getting minimum of 60% women for this training, 40% male, and 30% from the 100% people living with disability.
We're having 8 tracks of courses that we're going to be taking through, which some of them are around software development. We are also having on the content creation and also productivity tool for people that are working with government and private sectors, which is for them to be able to leverage on and upscale their small-scale businesses.
They are complementing what the government have been doing, particularly Paweka are doing a remarkable job in this aspect. But you know, government can never be all, and we can never be everywhere, but we need partners that will come and be complementing the effort of the present government of the day by doing this remarkable job.
You're also on to news update on Trust TV. Up ahead. Jaws business owners decry falling patronage, blame economic policies. More when we return. Please stay with us. Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us. A recap of our top stories. We're told that Governor Namadi mourns as tanker blast in Jigawa claims 94 lives, leaving over 50 hospitalized. We also informed you that 5 killed on latest Plateau attack. Nigeria's healthcare system is facing a critical crisis, with only 40,017 functional hospitals and clinics serving a population of over 200 million people. In the primary healthcare sector, about 80% of primary healthcare centers lack the resources to provide essential services. This shortage has devastating consequences, particularly in rural areas where access to medical care is already scarce. To address these challenges, stakeholders are calling for urgent partnerships between the public and private sectors. Here's the report.
In a country where healthcare is a fundamental right, Nigeria's medical landscape presents a paradox. On one hand, the nation boasts some of Africa's finest medical professionals, and on the other, its hospital infrastructures is woefully inadequate. Recent statistics from the Federal Ministry of Health Facilities Register reveals that Nigeria is facing a severe shortage of functional hospitals and clinics, and a handful of those functional hospitals and clinics are lacking adequate infrastructures and modern equipment. Dr. Ashiruladan Argungu, the Chairman, Medical Advisory Committee, Federal Teaching Hospital Birnin Kebbi, shares his frustration with the current situation facing the healthcare system, highlighting inadequate power as one of the major challenges.
Recently, the cost of energy is very high, and this makes it very difficult to operate in the government-owned facilities, where we have a lot of machines and a lot of equipment that needs to be powered with electricity.
According to the data, 10,655 functional facilities are privately managed, with the majority facing identical challenges. Dr. Abdurrahman Aliyu, a private medical practitioner, emphasizes the potential benefits of public-private partnerships in improving healthcare services.
So the government needs to really partake in the running of the private hospitals in terms of manpower, in terms of assisting in a fund to mitigate some of the burden of running the hospital, drugs, buildings, equipments, and all that.
The Nigerian government has initiated projects to improve the healthcare system, including building more testing and laboratory centers, 10,000 primary healthcare centers, and rehabilitating federal medical centers. International organizations like the World Health Organization, WHO, are also working to strengthen the healthcare system, particularly in the northeast Nigeria, where insurgency has devastated healthcare services. But given the size and the population of the country, this measure seems like a drop in the ocean. Yunus Musa Ismail, the Commissioner for Health, Kebbi State, spoke to Trust TV about the initiatives the state government is implementing to address the healthcare challenges.
The issue of funding is there. He directed that there should be general renovation of 4 to 5 general hospitals across the state to remodel it to become a mega hospital to reduce the referral system. General Hospital Zuru is one of them, to take care of the catchment area of other hospital in Zuru Emirate. Yauri General Hospital is one of them, which will become the mega hospital to take care of the other hospital and health facility within the Yauri Emirate.
Nigeria's healthcare crisis requires urgent attention to address these challenges and implement solutions to provide quality care for all Nigerians. From Birnin Kebbi, Cynthia Yongo reporting for Trust TV.
From the northwest, we go to the north central, where in Jos, medium and small-scale business owners in the capital of Plateau State are lamenting decline due to the current economic policies in the country. The prices of goods and services are increasing on a daily basis in the country following the removal of fuel subsidy by President Bola Tinubu, with millions of Nigerians now facing serious economic hardship. Trust TV's Ado Musa has more in this report.
Nigeria is an import-dependent economy. Following the twin policies of fuel subsidy removal and the devaluation of Naira, the cost of both locally produced and imported goods have increased due to high tariffs. This development has significantly impacted businesses' overhead and operational expenditures nationwide.
And there's no market moving like before, because before you are going to take your transportation to reach the markets to get what you have to get. And secondly, before you to think of that, you are going to think like the money I'm going to buy is not even enough that the one I'm going to use for the transportation. So you now cancel yourself to not go to the market.
To the way things are now, the prices are higher. You sell things of 1,000. When you went to buy it, you buy it more than that 1,000. So you have to increase your prices so that it will blend with how the economy is.
Honestly, the situation we find ourselves is challenging, especially we, the small-scale business owners. The price at which you buy goods from dealers is increasing every day. That is why we are not enjoying the business. Bello Ismail is a lecturer at the Department of Economics at the Saadu Zungur University, Bauchi. He highlighted some of the factors that are responsible for the decline in business transactions in the country.
These businesses that are falling, that are closing up, it is because of the high cost of production. When they produce little small goods, they will discover that they cannot sustain their operations. In the sense that the electricity or the fuel or whatever means of powering their enterprises, the cost is doubling. When they look at when the operational cost, like even in papers, renting, the cost of renting, what a staff can eat in a day, it is almost equivalent to what he can earn in a day. So it is giving the enterprises zero. You spend 100 naira, you are earning 100 naira or less. You are going to become indebted.
The lecturer suggested ways government can mitigate the current economic crisis in the country.
If government want to revive the economy, the government should provide a policy whereby they will consider transportation costs. They will know how to subsidize this by substituting the method of transport now, maybe introducing train or changing from these petrol-based vehicles to CNG. And also, secondly, it will provide a means whereby it can stabilize the currency. Because there is no way you will buy something 1 million naira, you sell it 1,200,000 naira. By the time you are selling it, when you go back to the same market, you are going to buy it higher than how much you sell it at the beginning.
Economist experts say if government does not review some policies, 80% of medium and small-scale enterprises may close down. Ado Musa, Trust TV News, Jos.
On education matters, the Academic Union of Polytechnics, ASUP, has issued a 15-day ultimatum to the federal government for failing to meet the demands of the union as reached during the tripartite meeting between the union, Ministry of Education and the National Board for Technical Education, NBTE. The chairman of the Kaduna Polytechnic chapter, Abubakar Abdullahi, stated this in Kaduna while briefing journalists. The chairman said failure to meet their demands, the union has planned to embark on peaceful protests, media campaigns and possible shutdown of all polytechnics across the nation. According to the union, the slow progress in fulfilling the agreement by the federal government is their major concern. They demand that government show more concerns to the plight of academia in the country.
Review and reversal of all decisions taken by the government, MBT, Governing Council, those that are inconsistent with the provisions of the Federal Polytechnic Act 2019 as amended. 2, the commencement without further delay of immediate release of the old scheme of service as official documents for the polytechnic sector and not the suspended document titled Scheme of Service for Polytechnic 2023.
Away from Nigeria, Nearly 3 million people have fled Sudan after 18 months of war and a still growing exodus, the UN warned, with 25,000 fleeing to neighboring Chad in the first week of October alone. Mamadou Diane Balde, the UN's Sudan Regional Refugee Coordinator, said the 3 million mark will likely be crossed in the next 2 to 3 weeks. That the figure is approaching 3 million is a disaster directly linked to the increase in brutality of the conflict. He revealed this in an interview on Tuesday during his visit to Geneva this week. War has ravaged since April 2023 between the Sudanese army under the country's de facto ruler Abdel Fattah al-Burhan and the paramilitary rapid support forces led by his former deputy Mohammed Hamdan Daglo. Both sides have been accused of war crimes, including targeting civilians and blocking humanitarian aid. The conflict has left tens of thousands dead and some 26 million people facing severe food insecurity, with famine declared in the Zamzam displacement camp in Sudan's western Darfur region. Some 11.3 million people have been forced to flee, including nearly 2.95 million who have fled across the country's borders, according to the latest figures from the UN Refugee Agency, UNHCR. And finally in sports, Thomas Tuchel was on Wednesday named England's new manager, with the German set to start on January 1, 2025. 51-year-old who has been out of work since leaving Bayern Munich at the end of last season succeeds Englishman Gareth Southgate as permanent coach and becomes the third foreign manager of the Three Lions after Sven-Göran Eriksson and Fabio Capello, who was a former coach of Chelsea, Borussia Dortmund, Paris Saint-Germain and Bayern Munich. He has won the trophy-winning pedigree that the FA is seeking to help end the 58-year-old wait to win a major tournament. However, the move has drawn criticism over the FA's unwillingness to trust an Englishman with its top job. With that, we've come to the end of News Updates at this time. For more of our news programs and documentaries, do want to follow us on our social media platforms and on our YouTube live stream.